This is Autoblog. For over 15 years, our team has covered the auto industry. You can find more of our content at Autoblog.com. But here on the Autoblog show, each episode features our favorite videos of the hottest new cars from all over the world. This is what moves us. We're drivers, off-roaders, journalists, tech geeks, gamers, filmmakers, and adventurers. This is Autoblog. Coming up on this episode of the Autoblog show. There's camping, and then there's glamping, and this surely is the latter. A few miles outside of Yosemite National Park sits Autocamp Yosemite, a campground filled with custom Airstreams that feature queen-size beds and spa-esque bathrooms. Take a tour and see what it's like to glamp in style in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. But first, the Volkswagen van has been a part of Americana since it was first brought to our shores in the 1950s. Today, the VW camper van, known as the California, has evolved from a rough and tumble surf shack into a refined compact camper. The problem? It isn't offered in North America. Luckily, VW brought some stateside for us to review to celebrate the California's 30th anniversary.
When I think of Volkswagen camper vans, my mind is immediately filled with thoughts of 1960s California and surfers camping on the beach in two-tone VWs. It comes as no surprise that Volkswagen's most recent version of the camper van is named after the Golden State. What might come as a surprise is the fact that the California, which is celebrating its 30th year of production this year, has never been available in North America. Until now.
But not really. Sorry, camper van fans. This van was shipped here from Europe by VW, and we're driving it around Southern California to celebrate its 30th anniversary.
No one buys a camper van for the driving experience. They buy it for the traveling experience and the sleeping experience. This camper van is a lot like the one we reviewed in Iceland, once the roof is raised. That one was an unreliable Renault Traffic that had been converted into a camper. Provided that this one doesn't break down, this California is miles ahead of that vehicle. The two beds in this car sleep two people pretty comfortably. At 5'7", it's not difficult for me to be comfortable, but my producer Alex, who has been stuck with the bottom fold-out bunk, is 6'4", and there has been more than ample room.
So let's talk about transmissions. Normally, I'm all about manual gearboxes. They're more fun to drive in my opinion, and they offer more control than their automatic counterparts. This VW California is one of the exceptions. If you get a California Beach, you can only get the diesel in automatic. The diesel gets 42.2 miles per gallon versus the gas-powered manual's 29.7. That's 10.5 miles per gallon better. That is huge, especially in a car that a lot of people take on longer road trips. That's like the purpose of having a camper van. With the California Ocean, you get a few more options, but the automatic still comes out on top with 41.5 miles per gallon in the diesel version versus 39.2 in the manual version. There's a time and place for manual transmissions, and for me, this isn't a vehicle that I would waste the fuel economy on just so I can get a manual gearbox. All right, so let's check out this Volkswagen California. So if you come over this way, you'll see that this is a Volkswagen Ocean, which is a step up from the Volkswagen California Beach. Heading around to the back, First thing you'll notice is this black area here. You open it up. We have 2 folding chairs that fit nicely in there. It's nice once you have the awning open to have your chairs there. So you got some storage right here, storage underneath. We currently have 2 sleeping bags plus a bin full of some other stuff. We have our bags up here, light switch here, and actually right here, once you're parked, you can lean the speakers down and kind of play music outwards. So let's get that back up. All right. Closing is pretty easy. You don't have to slam it. Close it nice and soft and it'll finish closing on its own. All right, let's come over to the side and check out the interior. So one of the things that we've learned traveling around in camper vans is that it can get dirty very quickly. So we have somewhat of a rule. We keep our boots here. You can tell that we've been keeping our boots here super dirty, but our carpet is relatively clean. You have 2 options. You can use the carpet. Some people don't like the carpet because they get it too muddy. You can just pull it up and you have a hard surface that's a lot easier to clean. First things first, we got a little flashlight in here, which has been helpful at nighttime. And it just sits in there and charges when you're not using it. Hopping in here, we have our cup holder and a little towel rack. If you lift up here, we got a stove. And this one is the sink. We don't have any water currently in here, so if you turn it on, nothing happens. Move this over. And here's our fridge. It's pretty deep, can hold quite a few beverages. And this little area is kind of like a nice little workstation. If you want a better workstation, move the pillow out of the way. You slide over a table. And so this table has legs on the bottom. Slide out, boom. You got a table that you can work at while you're parked during the day. Close it up real quick. And it slides back nice and secure. All right, underneath here, we have some food and camera gear in the cupboards. And there's a cupboard here filled with some more camera gear, clothes. There's a little drawer, pull out for utensils. And what I like about this, better than the last camper van we were in, is that it all has doors, so you're not seeing kind of like the mess behind the scenes. Both of these chairs up front can swivel around, so you can sit at the table. 4 people can sit at the table comfortably. And then this seat turns into the bottom bunk. So what you gotta do is you roll up the carpet. You can see there are kind of some creases in it already. And then to pull this forward, it'll lock in. Press and make sure the headrests are both down. And then there's a loop right here. Pull that, folds down, and then this part folds flat for the bed. Now to the bed back up, take that loop, pull it, comes back up, make sure the headrests are back up. And then grab the same lever that you used down here, pull up, and it slides all the way back, locking into place, and you can put your carpet back. There we go. Now that our seat is back up, I can show you where the outdoor table lives, and that's right here in the door. This isn't just a panel, that's actually a table. So what you do is you pull up on this, and out comes the table. Fold out the legs like a regular folding table. Super easy to put back in. It slides right back in and snaps shut. Now we're in sunny California. Sometimes you want to sleep in past dawn. Luckily, all of these windows have shades. And then the ones that don't have shades built in, there are shades in these drawers under here, which you can pull out just by accessing these handles, and they roll right out and snap back in.
You're now watching the Autoblog Show.
All right, so we got our table and chairs out. We're gonna roll this awning out. So in this front drawer, there's a tool to help you roll the awning out. And then walk over to the side here, place the tool in there, and then you just spin it clockwise, and the awning will extend. All right, then once you have it far enough out, put the tool back inside. And then underneath here are the legs. So you push the legs in and then pull down. And you can adjust them however high you'd like them to be. And if it's super windy, they do have holes in the feet so you can stake them down. I really like that you can, adjust it for how high, because we're on uneven terrain right now, and like yesterday it was raining a lot, and so we would just have one side of the awning lower than the other, and that way water wasn't pooling on top. And you can protect yourself from the sun and just kind of chill. Okay, so this area here is where you control your auxiliary heater at night, the clock, the pop-up roof, and your refrigerator. So here's the button for the refrigerator, and you can go anywhere from level 1 all the way up to max. And then here's your heater. You press that, and it goes anywhere from level 1 to level 10. We're going to turn that off right now because we're about to hit the road. We don't need the heat on. Last night we kept it around level 3 and that was pretty comfortable. So just turn that off. All right, so to open up the roof, what you first do is you slide back this overhead part right here. And so this is just a little net for where you can keep stuff when you're sleeping up there. You open up either a window or a door so that way it has air to come in. And then you press this button, go to pop-up roof. You go to open, and what you do is you just press and hold it. And it's gonna make a kind of a weird sound at the end, but you just press and hold it until it stops. So now once the roof is open, you can hop up here. The easiest way to hop up to sleep, just 1 foot here, and then another foot here. And you can climb right up pretty easily, just use them as steps. Or if you're not ready to use it as a bed, what you can do is just push it up like that and walk around in the back. And at 5'7", I can comfortably stand here. I have plenty of headroom. All right, so now that we have everything cleaned out and we're about to hit the road, we have to lower the roof. You can't drive with the tent up. So here's what you gotta do. First of all, you keep at least one door open, so that'll allow the air to come out from up above so it won't blow out the tent when you're closing it. Then you don't have to turn on the ignition, but you have to turn on the car itself. So let's get that going, all right. And then look up here. We have this area open. You got to keep this open. We'll slide that a little bit forward. And then what you do is you just press this center button here. Go to pop-up roof. It's currently in open. Go to close, and then you just press and hold it. And halfway through it asks you, roof bed down, yes. Blind open, yes. Window open, yes. And so you just continue to close it. and you press and hold it until it stops. So it's gonna sound a little weird at the end. Eventually it stops and you're all set. And then you can close this, kind of shove everything up in there so it's not hitting you. And you're good to go. The California handles better than you'd expect. Compared to the Renault Traffic camper van we reviewed in Iceland, this thing feels like a sports car. That thing was a lot taller and was blown around a lot by the wind, but it also just felt really long and almost bus-like. This thing drives like a giant Golf, and while it doesn't have like a ton of power, you can still put it into sport mode and get feedback that you wouldn't expect out of a camper van. So let's get down to price. And in Europe, it costs roughly 55,000 euro. People here would much rather spend their money on a ginormous RV that is basically the size of a second home than to buy a diesel California. It's just not big enough. And that's a huge disappointment. I could definitely see myself driving around in one of these for well over a month. Just me, my dog, my wife, driving around the country, and it would be totally comfortable. Yeah, there's no bathroom. You could stop at places that have those. Get yourself a gym membership that has locations all over the country, and you could stop whenever you see one, take a shower and use the facilities. But that's the reason why we'll never get this car in this country. Now, would I buy it? Would I spend $55,000 if it was offered in the United States? And I gotta say, I think I would. There are so many vehicles that are more expensive than this that I would try to turn into this. So to have something like that from the factory would be fantastic. I would love to drive around in this thing. Up front, we have a modern infotainment system. Apple CarPlay is included. It's a touchscreen, and all the controls are very familiar if you've driven a Volkswagen before. I've got everything within reach that I could possibly need, and there's a lot of space in between. There isn't like a huge console here, and the seating up front is comfortable, which is gonna be a big deal when you're taking a car like this on a road trip. And I'm upright. I feel a lot higher on the road, but it's not so high that I feel like I'm bouncing around. I still feel somewhat connected to the road, and the steering is pretty good, so that helps me remain connected as well. The modern safety features are nice, but they can be a bit annoying. So we were backing up in a parking lot, and the sensors are going crazy, and the button to turn them off works fine. It's just that if you press the button to turn it off, it turns off the rear camera. That's not what I want. I just want the beeping to stop. I can see that I'm not gonna hit anything, but I need to see the camera to make sure. Another thing is the start-stop. I turned that off immediately. We were stopped at a stoplight, and we were about to go, and the engine cuts out, and it took quite a bit of time to get going again. Other than that, really the worst thing about this van is that it's not offered in the United States.
It's not a beast on the track or a monster off-road, but the Volkswagen California certainly has the potential to be the most memorable vehicle in your stable. This home away from home has certainly been the most comfortable camper van we've tested, and it can easily be daily driven, which is something that cannot be said about its competitors. So please, email, tweet, Facebook, and Instagram VW. If they hear from enough of us, the next 30 years might feature a California that's available stateside.
Up next, take a look inside a luxurious custom-made Airstream camper at Autocamp Yosemite.
Welcome inside my custom Airstream. So we are outside of Yosemite National Park in Autocamp, a park that has over 80 custom Airstreams for you to sleep in. And I just want to give you a quick tour. So as soon as you walk in, you can see we're in kind of like a living room area. You have a couch, it could be a pull-out for someone to sleep on. You got your coat hooks here for you to hang up your gear. Moving along here, we have a little ottoman, nice for sitting around. Got some Jiffy Pop to make popcorn outside by the fire. Little kitchen area. Cupboards here, dustpan, fire extinguisher, very important. Drawers with utensils. Sink works. Topo Chico. Got some more necessities up here. It's very important for me to state this up front. We are not camping. We are definitely glamping. If you think this is camping, you're wrong. If at any point, if you have like this shiny of copper cookware, you're done camping. You're definitely glamping, which is fine. Sometimes, you know, treat yourself. So these cabinets over here, got more utensils. Got your plates, glasses, coffee mugs, cutting board, that sort of a thing. Moving over to this cabinet, you got your microwave and the ever important cast iron cookware, even complete with a Lodge cast iron brush. It's probably what I'm missing at home. I always hate cleaning my own. Ooh, a little dirty. Below, got a mini fridge. It's currently empty. Got little TV stands here and a little closet for your clothes. I'm just gonna keep my clothes in my bag while I'm here. And then you have like heat, electrical, that sort of a thing down there. Moving on through this door, next to the thermostat, we have the master bedroom, really the only bedroom. Comes with a nice large bed. There's even a TV over in the corner here. It doesn't feel small on the inside. It feels like everything's been thought out very well. The bed is, oh my gosh. I haven't sat on this yet. This is like memory foam. This is super nice. Got some more storage here. Well thought out, doesn't get in your way. It's really nice. You need to warm up at night? Got a wall heater right here. That way you're not freezing your butt off when it's cold out. The one place we haven't touched upon yet is the bathroom. And this is one of the more luxurious bathrooms in a camper I've ever seen. Got the nice honeycomb tile down the bottom, subway marble tile on the walls. Big shower. Look at how huge the shower is. I mean, I'm not very tall, so like, if I was like 6'4", I'd probably be having an issue, like the guy behind the camera, but he's shaking his head, so no, he's not having an issue either. And then you got your toilet and a huge sink. And we are in California, so you gotta conserve water. So yeah, great location right outside of Yosemite National Park. Great hotel room, and it, you know, you feel like you're one with nature without really having to be one with nature or carrying a backpack around. But it's really easy to get right into the mountains from Autocamp at this location. So finally, outside. Nice little patio set and chairs where you can set that cast iron pot and little fire pit here. You can cook your food, sit down and have dinner, go to sleep. So if you're not this huge ultra light backpacker who likes to carry your tarp and everything with you, and you're more of a city slicker but still want to get to Yosemite, Autocamp is a great way to do it. You have all the amenities you're used to at home, right out in nature.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Autoblog Show. For a lot more of our content, check us out at Autoblog.com, where you can find the latest reviews and news on all of your favorite cars.